And as a filmmaker, those are some of the biggest challenges that you have. Pacing and tone are two of the biggest challenges that you always have when you make a movie, when you make any movie. And this movie was no different.
There's a question up there. If you mic.
So you've been talking a lot about how paramount pre-production is in a film in terms of communication, using your downtime for talking on the telephone as rehearsals, and I just wanted to know that how much you utilised the soundtrack, which is also paramount to a film, to your advantage before shooting scenes, immersing yourself into the true emotion of that scene, and also when the film was finished, using your soundtrack to help you along the way to record your ADR. Was that also helpful?
I know there are a lot of directors who play music on set to try to set a tone or set a mood on set before they shoot certain scenes. I don't do that. I know that Tatiana liked to listen to a lot of music to get herself in the mood for a lot of scenes. And I know a lot of actors who do that. I do that myself when I work as an actor a lot. For us, all of the music cues came later on. We had a phenomenal music supervisor named John Rowley, who did a great job for us. We also had an unbelievable guy who did our score for us. Michael Brook, yeah, who did an amazing score for us. Both Canadians, those guys, who both did an amazing job. So we were very fortunate to have those guys with us, and they really did a spectacular job. Almost all the music in the movie is Canadian, except for a couple of the Norah Jones song and the Black Keys song. Those are the only two songs that aren't performed by Canadian artists. And we feel very fortunate to have gotten the music that we have for the movie, because I think it really just set the tone for the movie. And that was one of the biggest processes. Like finding the right music for your movie is an incredibly big part of it, and that was something that we worked very hard on.
Gentleman there.
Hi guys. This movie has such heart, and my question to you as a director is, with such a rigid shooting schedule, how did you, what kind of things did you do to achieve that heart, or when did you think that was enough to do? Like, when did you think was the right time to stop doing those things and just kind of shoot so you get it within the schedule, and just so you can kind of achieve that whatever it was that we felt from this movie?
Well, there's that's always the risk that you run when you shoot a movie this quick. You have to. The problem sometimes when you shoot things this fast is you find yourself shooting a schedule, and you have to always remember that you're shooting a movie. You have to really manage your time very, very responsibly, so that you don't shortchange yourself, so that you always have time to take the time to recognize those moments when you need to slow down and allow yourself the time to let things breathe and let things be and let things exist, so you're not rushing all the time, because it becomes pervasive on the set. When everybody's rushing and you got to rush, everybody's pushing, the actors start to feel that, and they start to rush and push too, and so you have to be really conscious of that, and unfortunately that all falls on the director's shoulders, and that's why most directors die before their 60th birthday. It's just the way it is, and those are the things that you have to take care of, and you always have to be looking at your watch, and you always have to know where you are in your day. And that's just part of the job.
I'd like to mention something about the person who's talking about comedy and drama and how that. one of the great things about this script is that it recognizes that life is complex, and that what makes you cry makes you laugh. What makes you laugh makes you cry, and there's no rule about it, and there's no religious dictum about it. It's what we are. We are the human comedy. And this script was really the human comedy. And that's one of the great strengths of the script.
I just wanted to go back to Jason's point of and your question there about organization and planning and how do you get enough time. So there's a lot of organizations and shot planning and rehearsal and stuff going ahead of time, right? That saved a lot of time on set. But there's always things you can't account for. And those are the ones that really kind of bone me sometimes. Like, for instance, I just wanted to share that one anecdote about when we were shooting at Bobby's house at the trailer, when he comes running out just before the car hits him. So the guys went and did a location scout and said, okay, we need a rundown, shitty-looking trailer park, and where's this? They find this one, and it's this, it's this old, rackety trailer park. Great, that's what we're going to shoot. We're going to come back next Wednesday. We're going to be there 8 a.m., but we're going to shoot there. Perfect. So in that time, a couple of days later, whenever that was, everybody shows up set to this house very early in the morning to find that the owner thought that the outside of the house looked a little dirty. So he went and painted the whole exterior a fresh white, clean white paint. So that set it back about, in a very critical scene, about 4 or 5 hours for the art department to re-dirty the house. So you can't always plan for everything.
A couple more questions, lady there.